Katie, and I'm really excited to have you here as I record this video. So today I'm working on this art journal cover. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm gonna turn this, pretty much doing this like a selfie. This is a camera, but I gotta hold it because I don't have a good tripod right now. But so yeah, I've gessoed my journal. And I've started kind of arranging things on the front, just kind of figuring out what I want to do. And I love lace, and I love elephants, and I love vintagey stuff, and I love taking pictures. And so this is what I came up with. And in the background, so I'm going to take this stuff off. Oh my goodness. All that work arranging it. I'm taking it off. So, okay, yes, so this journal. So what I'm going to do for the background is I'm going to take some of this tissue wrap by Tim Holtz, and I'm going to take some matte medium and a brush. I'm going to rip pieces of tissue paper, and I'm just going to put it all around my journal, and I might actually gesso the back of this, and just like I did the front. Anyway, so I'm going to be putting that tissue wrap on there to give some texture, and like it has music notes on it and some text, which I really like. Just really pretty. And I'm also going to be using some stencils. So I've got this Tim Holtz flowery lacy stencil. So I'm probably going to put some down here and maybe a little bit over here or something, just to give some dimension. And how I'm going to do that is I have this texture paste, and so I'm going to take this lovely little tool here, and I'm just going to, I can open it real quick. I'm just going to open it so you can see it. So there's the texture paste. Wait for it to focus. Come on, focus. Focus, focus. We can do a camera. Ooh, right here. Okay, so there's the texture paste. So you can see it's really thick, it's white. And so I'm just gonna scoop it out and just kind of smooth it over the stencil. Then I'll lift the stencil up, and it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to do that. It's one of my favorite things to do with stencils. One of my favorite techniques in general, really. And you could do it on your journal page as well as your cover. And it just gives a little bit of dimension, and it's really fun to do. And I might end up doing some of this stencil in here as well. I'm not sure. I kind of have a lot of elements going on, so I don't want to overcomplicate it. But so I've got my supplies laying out here, and oh, and I'm really excited to put these little guys on the edges like that. It's gonna be really pretty. And eventually, after I have all this tissue wrapped down and after I've stenciled, I'm gonna take this distress paint, and it's got a little dabber on it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab it, and I sort of started doing it, and then I realized that I wanted to add texture and that tissue paper first. But yeah, so it's going to be pink. It's going to be lovely little pink, and I'll have this lace. And this little flower, oh, there's a hair on there. This little flower, it's a really cute story. So my mother-in-law, she makes little flowers like this, and she actually made them as decoration for the tables at my wedding. So yeah, and she's super sweet, and I love her so much. And so this is going to be a really nice, you know, special, sentimental piece to have on the front. And actually, this camera here, it used to be a necklace, obviously, but it broke, and I don't think I can fix it. So I'm going to add it to my journal, and my dad gave this camera to me, this camera necklace, and I really love it, and I was so sad when it broke. I wear it almost every day, but I'm going to add it to my journal, and that'll be really special. And of course these little cardboard guys are going to go on there too. And this I'm not sure what word I'm going to write on here yet, but I'm pretty excited to put that on there, sort of give my journal like a title or theme. And I was thinking perhaps inspiration or imagine or imagination. I'm not sure, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, that's my exciting little project today. I'll show you the inside of it. So this is a journal by Ranger, and so it's got this like cardboard cover, and it's got this awesome humongous, not humongous, but you know, bigger than my hand, this nice envelope in here, which I really like. So I can put, you know, little Polaroid pictures or whatever I feel like could go on a journal page. And you open up the book. So let me show you. The book is glued onto this this like little cardboard cover. So it's glued onto the back of the cover like that. It's glued on there. But the spine of the book itself is not glued. It's actually sewn. If I can, oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. So yeah, you can see that the spine is sewn, which is good because that means that the book is going to hold up a little bit better. I actually have another one I can show you real quick. And I'm just going to pause this video, grab my other one, and show that to you. So be right back. Okay, I'm back. This is the first art journal that I've ever done. And the color is actually pretty cool. What I did was, I don't know if you can tell, some people can't tell, but here's my face, here's my curl, here's my dress, and my arm, my tattoo. My tattoo says compassion in Braille, in case you were wondering. It goes all the way around my arm, sort of wraps around, just like this tissue paper wraps around. And how I did this was, and I have a whole tutorial on this too, but I taped some tissue paper to a regular piece of printer paper, and I printed this image out. Well, first I made it in Photoshop. You know, I added this frame and the text and stuff. Then I printed it out onto the tissue paper. Then I untaped the tissue paper from the printer paper and just used matte medium and glued it all on. And I painted over my lips and my skin a little bit, and I added some more detail to my tattoo. And then I printed out again, and I put cardboard underneath this pocket, and then I put the pocket, like the second, I cut out the pocket and put the second one on top, just to give it a little dimension. And I had meant to actually make it a real pocket, but I glued it down, so it dried, and I thought that I hadn't glued it quite enough so that it would stick up, but it didn't. Anyways, that's how it turned out. So that's the cover, and I still think it looks pretty cool. With these Ranger journals, these are both the exact same journal, but this one has the elastic on it, and with this one I cut the elastic off because it's just, I don't really like it. See, it kind of ruined this on here, and I figured if I needed to keep it closed, I could just use some string or something like that. So I'm going to take this off and show you the very first art journal I've ever made. And what I did, you know, no page, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 pages that's complete in here, but I was just playing around with techniques. I was playing around with supplies, playing around with my artistic skills. Let's see what's in this pocket. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to go in this pocket right now because I forget what I put in here. Okay. Lots of Polaroid pictures. And all of these pictures. And it looks like they're all pictures. Okay. Anyways, oh, here's a picture of me when I played the tuba. I don't know if it's in, there it goes. That's me. I used to play the tuba in college. It was fun. So yeah, I've got all these fun Polaroid pictures. Oh, I forgot I have this one. I love this one. This was taken at my friend Miranda's art studio. She has a little corner where she does photo shoots. So photographers and models come, and there's There's cool props like this here. It's really cool. And here's a picture from one of my all-time favorite bands. I went to the concert and took this picture with my phone and printed it onto this Polaroid. So this is the band Stars, and I just really love that band. Anyway, so I have all these cool Polaroid pictures here. Woohoo! I knew they went somewhere, but I couldn't remember. Okay. So, close this up. Okay. So here's the very first page I did. It's not done. I might come back and finish it because I like the start of it. But that's the first page. I used oil pastels on her face. I really like pastels, but I just found that it really didn't work well on the matte medium. Let's see. Oh, I painted this at the park. So here's my husband and my son. And I used pen and ink initially. And then I used watercolors. And then I came home and I added this stamp and the little bee stamp. But yeah, so there's that page. I really like it. Here's this one. So courage is being yourself every day in a world that expects you to be somebody else. Really like that quote. I'm actually going to take this out because I might want to use it in my new journal. So I drew this in pencil, went over it in marker, and then went in and painted with, it looks like acrylics actually. So yeah. And my son helped me with this page. So I let him go to town on the markers. I did some doodles and then I painted a little bit. It's not finished, but we had fun that day. This one I started doing on Easter, and then I got distracted. This one is finished. Be brave with your art with bees. So yeah. This one is finished as well. Do more of what you love. And I love doing art outside. And so this is the spot I was in. I was under a tree on the Blue Ridge Parkway. And I took a Polaroid picture. And there's like a little blanket here that I was sitting on. And I started it there. And I did most of it there. And then I came home. I actually didn't have scissors that day. So I had to rip this out by hand. It actually turned out pretty good. So there's that. This one, I was just playing around with texture paste. This one, I played around with the sprays, different ink sprays, and I did some three-dimensional stenciling on here. This one was a fun reverse stenciling technique, and I have a video all about how to do this. I just thought it was really fun. The sky's the limit before her footprints on the moon. Or the sky was the limit. And so I drew this balloon and the moon and the little girl, and I put them in there, and I used texture paste to make these clouds, and I had so much fun with this page. And this page started, didn't finish, and this page also didn't finish. Okay, so my camera ran out of memory, so I had to switch memory cards. My neighbor has a daughter, and I babysit her sometimes, and so she helped me with this page, and we had watercolor pencils, so she was making shapes and stuff, and I was adding water and stuff, and we had so much fun that day. This page, there's lots of texture, and I made this from a stock photo. I printed the stock photo, and then I ripped out this frame to go around it, and I added some distress inks. I really should finish this. I was trying to come up with a quote for it, and I was trying to figure out what the next step was, and I never did, but I definitely want to come back to that page someday. I was playing around with stamping to make a background, so the yellow on yellow, sort of like a tiny bit darker yellow against the bright yellow. This page, I did the pink, and I tried to do this different stenciling technique. It didn't really work. The paper actually got ripped. It's kind of cool, but I accidentally dropped an ink pad on my paper, and I thought it looked really cool, so I just went around and played with that idea. That was fun. Oh, this page I never finished either. So this is a picture of my bass guitar, and I printed it out and I colored it in with some distress inks, and I was gonna journal about my journey playing my new bass guitar. I just got it at the beginning of this summer, so I'm still learning, but I enjoy it. Here, I was trying to figure out if I could use vellum. So this is vellum. I don't know if you know what vellum is. It's like a waxy sort of paper. It's transparent. So I put some vellum, and you can't use any glue or anything, so I put these brads in to keep the vellum on the paper, and then I tried to do, I did some of that 3D stenciling I was talking about. I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I think I used the wrong stencil, and that kind of threw off the whole page, but I still had fun. I learned. This page, I was playing around with texture with it. I tried to do a stencil onto this cardboard. It didn't really work out, but that's okay. Yeah, so that's it. I just felt like it was time for me, now that I'd played around with so many techniques, it was time for me to start fresh with a new one. It's got really thick, so that's why they put that elastic band on it, so that you can kind of keep it closed, so it's not this big accordion. But, like I said, I'll probably just wrap some string around it. So yeah, that's my video for today. Hello, it's a new day, and I finished the cover of my journal, so I wanted to show you. And here it is. Very pink and vintagey, and there's lots of texture, lots of stuff going on. And here's that camera necklace that my dad gave me on the side. And here's this little flower that I love so much from my mother-in-law. And yeah, this is my journal cover. And inside of this little frame here, it says Prismatic Heart in French. I wrote it in French just because I think French is pretty. And Prismatic Heart is the name of my blog, so I hope that you go check it out and get inspired. So I hope that you go check that out soon, and have a wonderful holiday.